The moon means time for sports, and transfer rules for high school athletes in Kentucky are being reviewed by the State Athletics Association, with a proposal set to be presented over the summer.
Sports reporter Forrest Tucker takes a closer look at the current rules and what changes could happen.
Everywhere you look in college athletics,
transfer portal's a real problem.
You shouldn't be able to leave your team before the end of the season.
My solution to this thing is NCAA, get smart.
The transfer portal is a hot topic. In the Commonwealth, state athletics officials don't want any part of it.
And we can't ignore the chaos that's going on at the college level.
Kentucky High School Athletic Association Commissioner Julian Tackett says a fresh look at the current statewide transfer rule is needed.
The transfer rule is the most discussed thing among schools, except for perhaps high school basketball and football. This is one chance for us to kind of give it a wholesale look and then hopefully get it set for a while.
2 years of research into what the transfer rule would look like in present day is being put into a proposal that will be presented to the Board of Control by KHSAA staff in July.
What we're trying to do is finalize a proposal that we can then take around the state to our regional meetings, get out to our schools.
After collecting feedback, it may be voted on by member school representatives in September.
Because we're an association of schools, so they need to weigh in on this.
The current transfer rule allows for student athletes to change schools, but they have to sit out for 1 year. Unless they meet criteria for an exemption, then they can play.
Sometimes silence is deafening.
But a makeover.
We've not had a single proposal from a member school to have an unlimited transfer, period.
May not mean a shift to the college model. Tackett says that KHSAA research has shown that member schools don't want a one-time, no criteria, free transfer for every student athlete.
The one-time transfer leads to a huge widening of the gap between those that are successful and those that are not, which will hurt participation at those that are not. You've got a shift in enrollment necessity, the funding.
Even though support from coaches, parents, and players for a college-like transfer rule could happen, Tackett views that road as a rocky one.
So if all of a sudden all the good teams were collaborating into one, you could have 2 and 3 schools that don't have enough to even have a team.
Forrest Tucker, ABC 36 Sports.
Yeah. All right, Forrest Tucker joining us now in studio. And Forrest, we appreciate you walking us through that.
Yeah.
A strong stance there from the commissioner.
It was. And the reason for that, Doug and Lisa, is because he really wants to make sure that the KHSAA maintains his community-based approach for every team, every sport, because he says these athletes are going to play in the communities they work in. We know that happens a lot across the country, rather than being a performance-based approach for this athletics association, because he doesn't want these super teams. You heard a little bit of that there. He feels like if this transfer rule and people have free reign with it, then other things go with it, and it kind of opened up Pandora's box a bit.
And you know, Forrest, you reached out to several coaches about this, and their responses were all the same.
They all did not want to talk about it. They all said that they couldn't talk about it individually. They needed permission, they needed clearance, and they did not get that. It seems that most people in the athletics departments across multiple counties around Lexington and in Fayette County itself do not want to talk about this until they have some direction. And that timeline also with a meeting in July, a vote in September, that's all pretty much, that's kind of finicky right now. That's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
So everyone is kind of just holding their tongue until they see some actual direction that they could go off of.
Wow.